bit of a problem.
I know one of your red flags.
Let's hear it.
You ghost.
Okay.
Let's talk about ghosting, boys.
Okay,
Boys don't ghost.
yes, that's not great of me, but I will say it's because I'm intentional. Like, if I don't see a future of the person, I'm not gonna continue it. So
Right,
that's
and
my
they're
reasoning
supposed to
behind it.
read
Like,
your mind.
you know, yeah, I feel like a lot of people like drag people on. Like, if I don't see a future, like that's it. And
Toxic.
And then they have to
I
read your
could,
mind.
I could,
Toxic.
yes, I could do
Which
better
girls
at that.
Are obviously
but-
mind readers.
Well, thank you for coming to the Table for One podcast.
Are we on?
Sure.
Okay.
We could be on.
Yeah.
Do you mind giving us a brief, just like your name, how old you are, and then maybe occupation?
Yes. So my name is Rose. Good to meet you.
Yeah.
So I do a couple things. Full time, I am a recruiter
Okay.
in the building material space, and then on the side, part time, I teach fitness classes.
Okay. Which one do you like better?
Well, the fitness aspect of it is like passion project.
Okay.
The 9 to 5 is my paycheck. So
Okay.
it's just obviously something we all got to do. So
Nice. I feel like I see you posting your playlists every time for your cycling classes and all
Yeah.
that, and so you do that every day or what?
So I teach 6 out of 7 days of the week. Sundays I
So
have
you're
off.
cycling 6 days out of the week?
So
or?
I teach VersaClimber classes as
Oh,
well.
okay.
So I do the
Okay.
climb machine. It's a new concept, you know what VersaClimber.
I have no idea.
So it's I figured any guy would. LeBron's like totally
The VersaClimber? What do you like? Do you know what the VersaClimber is?
LeBron James.
Okay.
He's all
No,
about
I don't know.
I
don't
mean,
know.
a lot
I know
of
LeBron.
athletes like train on it, but essentially it's like it's a very tall machine, and you're standing, and there's handles on either side of the pole, and then you have pedals for your feet, and then it's kind of like you're mimicking the movement of climbing a ladder. So that's the climb aspect of it, and you measure your vertical feet climbed, so you can like sprint, go fast, power up. You can do strikes. It's a full body workout. It's only 30 minutes.
Okay.
Transform Colorado, if you're trying to.
Okay. If you're trying to go to any room in the classes or
Do what?
any room in the classes, how do you sign up for it?
So it's like same concept as like a spin class.
Okay.
It's rhythmic. There's 20 machines, 20 VersaClimbers.
Okay.
And yeah, you sign up.
So like
30 minutes
what's the
later.
goal? Is the goal like doing that full time and getting rid of recruiting, or is it
I think the two really like mesh well together for me. I really move with wanting to have positive impact on people, and when it has to do in the fitness space, and everyone's on their own fitness journey and everything like that. So if I can be a positive light in such a hard, I would say, space to navigate when it comes to fitness, because it's
you
hard.
got the mic and everything. I feel
Yeah.
like because I've done Orange Theory before, and I was like, how do they get on the mic and they're like commanding the room, and you got to do this, you got to do this. I feel like I would be nervous doing that every time. I mean,
So I started doing it in 20.
were you
I started
bad
teaching
at it
2018.
at first, or?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you gotta be brave.
Okay,
You gotta have
okay.
courage. You're gonna be bad at everything you start. You know.
Oh, these aren't going to be good. Yeah, these are,
You know.
We know
You just
all
have to
about that.
these are
I
gonna
think
be
it's important
okay,
to allow
yeah.
yourselves to be beginners
Okay.
and start small, right? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be big picture, and I think that that's something that I'm actively working on. Just by nature, I'm always putting so much pressure on myself to, be big and like successful and like, but it takes, those small little steps to get to that point. So I have to allow myself to get to that point, as well as, sticking with that goal and, you know, staying consistent. I think that's...
Who does your videos for you? Because, like, I'll see, you know, you're posting and then the videos
Sean
of the class.
Sherpa.
Okay. I don't know.
Sherpa.
Who's that? Oh, just some random
So
dude?
he is big in the cycle bar world.
Okay.
I don't necessarily know his background, but at first he managed Cycle Bar Denver, and then moved into, you know, he's kind of honestly, like, anytime a bike would break down, like, he knows just everything so well, the ins and outs, that he's like, I don't want to call him a handyman because I feel like that discounts, you know, what his mission is. He's so positive, like such a bright light. And I think the most important part of like just promoting a brand or yourself or whatever is, you know, social media is such a huge tool,
right.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So he will video
he's
classes,
good. The videos are
and
good.
he's great.
Yeah.
He's really kind of just, again, started small, and you practice, and you know, when a beat drops, he's like doing the different angles and everything like that. But
if Peloton reached out to you, wanting you to be one of their, you know,
trying to be the next Kendall.
Yeah, what would you say to
be
that?
The next Kendall.
Okay, do you like Pelotons?
I understand, like, the convenience of it. I mean, I feel like Peloton popped off during COVID, which was
I had one.
Yeah, it was like the workout from home concept, and I am all about convenience, like, especially when you're busy. Like, it's some people won't even consider fitness because they don't have time.
Hurts your ass. Like the first week, it hurts your ass. No joke. Like, have you ever done a Peloton?
Guys are funny on the Peloton.
It hurts
and bikes in general.
It doesn't feel. I mean, like, then you get like used to it, which sounds weird, but it's
upper body heavy.
Yeah.
So you probably hover over the.
I was looking weird on it. I'm
scared
sure.
of their balls. All the boys.
Yeah, I mean,
protect the balls.
I don't know what my balls were doing at the time, but they weren't hanging. I'll tell you.
They weren't in your stomach, were they?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You probably like sit a little forward or stand when you're out of the saddle.
Yeah.
You're probably forward, but the key is to keep your hips back over the seat. So you get that lower body. Do you do it too?
My parents have the off-brand Peloton.
Throw your Peloton.
I feel like the thing is with that, like, it's just
my stats are bad.
It's too much self-motivation. Where, like, I like going to the gym where you're in that environment.
He's a
like a cycling class. I would do that, but if, like, the times I've worked out at home, it takes so much more discipline.
Yeah.
So I like to get to a gym.
Yeah, I feel like there's two types of people in this world. Like the people that look at home workouts as like it's convenient and I can knock it out, or like on the other side of things, like I will not, like that is not motivating to me at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he'll run like 8 miles. He'll go out and run 10 miles and be like, that was a good workout.
It's, you know, once you get started, it's easy. But the at-home workouts, I've just never done well with those.
Yeah, I feel
Remember P90X? Did you ever do that?
I didn't do it.
Okay, it's just me and my mom.
I haven't been on this fitness journey, you know, pre-2018. I was kind of trying out whatever, and I think at one point.
Was it what brought you into it? You were just like, hey, I'm gonna do cycling now, or like what?
Well,
was there something?
I grew up just being like bigger. I'd say I lost a lot of weight, and I grew up an athlete too. I played soccer for a bit, but you know, when you're not playing soccer and you go to college, it all.
You went to college for soccer?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, yeah. And then you have to find something.
When you're not actively like in your sport, like, you know, your body changes and you're not as strong, I would say. And I think that outside of soccer, I was trying to figure out like how, like where I fit in terms of like working out and stuff. Like I would try to go to the gym, but it would never stick because I was like, it's too much thought. You're counting reps. Like, and granted, again, this is like, you know, college,
Did you
post-grad.
ever do CrossFit?
No.
That was terrible. Never mind. All right. How long you been in Denver?
3 years.
Okay, 3 years.
Yeah.
How are you liking it?
I love it.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think as of like the past year, I really kind of created my own life out here. I think it's always scary to move to a new city and try to
Just
figure
by
out
yourself?
where
You
belong.
moved by yourself and came out? And,
So my sister moved out here a while back, so I had been visiting her throughout college, and I always had the idea to live here.
okay.
But, you know, I got in a relationship, and this is back in Indiana, and I just stayed.
It's where you're
there.
originally from, is Indiana?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Yep.
Born and raised?
Do what?
Born and raised, Indiana?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What's it like out there?
It's awesome. I'm just
It's
kidding.
awesome?
No, it's
No,
not.
okay.
It's the forgotten state.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was 2021 that I moved out here. So I was in a relationship, and then we broke up, and my lease was ending, and I was like, this is like the time. I've always thought about moving to Denver, and my dad lived out here for a little bit too. And fell in love with it. I mean, the city's awesome, right?
Yeah, it's the Broken Hearts Club town, as everybody that moves out here is in a
It
relationship.
is rough out
they were
here.
in
It's a war zone.
Yikes. Yeah. So how has your experience of dating been in Denver?
So I'm not a big dater.
Okay.
To be honest
Okay.
with you. Like, I'm not really looking for it. Like, I'm not out seeking it.
Okay.
I got on the apps. Well, I was on the apps when I first moved out here, and then I was off them for a couple years. And then as of, I would say, 2 months or so ago, I got back on them. So
What apps are you going on?
Hinge.
Okay, just Hinge.
Yeah.
What's the deal with Hinge? Like, I've been on Hinge. I mean, people say Bumble sometimes.
Yeah.
You know,
You know what's up with Hinge. It just sucks.
not me. Not me.
It's tough. It's tough.
You hit up the old,
So,
yeah.
Full disclosure, I actually pay for it.
Okay.
Yeah, so
What's the benefits of paying for it compared to just
you're
the free?
pushed. They call them like priority likes. I don't really know the ins and outs of how it's different, but it was suggested to me that the people that come your way are way better. Or I guess, like, I don't know. I don't want to say better, but just like, it's just a higher success rate if you pay. I mean, there's a reason you pay for it. It's going to be a better success rate.
Have you been noticing a difference?
So the nice thing is I can narrow down the height,
Okay.
so I can filter out.
What's your height preference usually?
Gosh, I'd have to check. I think it's like 6.
Ooh, you're out, buddy. She started with a 6.
I'll get some taller shoes.
You'll do what?
I'm 5'11". I mean, thing is,
so 6 foot. I'm just kidding.
yeah. I should start rounding up. Yeah, I heard that's
Well,
what guys
no, girls
do.
got it down at this point. If a guy's profile says, I don't have 6 foot, it's above 6 foot, because anyone who says they're 6 foot, they're 5'11".
Yeah.
Anyone
See,
who's
no, I'm
5'11"
honest
is
about it. This
probably-
guy,
Are you
he wears
5'10"?
boots. He's actually 5'9", but with
Bullshit.
boots, he's 6 foot.
It's not true. Tacovas. I wear some
When you were
Tacovas.
investing
Sponsor us, Tacovas. Yeah. No, I'm 6 foot, but the boots
Height
make you
is not everything. I'm just
6'6".
saying,
This guy's
like,
rounding up 4
It's
inches.
just easier to narrow down. I mean, Hinge, you have endless options, literally an infinite amount of guys out there, and it makes the rule out process a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And not that I would, like, in person, in the wild, whatever, if I met a guy that was like 6 foot or whatever, I would never be like, ew, how tall are you? Oh, 6 foot. Ew. No, I won't talk. Like, it's not like that. It's just, it makes it easier it makes your options a little bit more,
I get you. I mean, like, what kind
In
of guys
line.
are you drawn to on there? Like, what other?
So height's a criteria I just recently changed my, they have like, don't quote me, it's called like dating intentions.
Yeah.
Like, what are you looking for kind of thing. So,
Spill the beans. Spill the beans.
I know.
Yeah. What is the dating?
so you can do like, gosh, I forget what the verbiage is, but you can choose
It's like looking for, a
not
relationship.
something serious,
Yeah.
something serious. You can also put a filter for monogamy, which I turned on. Like, if it's not monogamous, I'm not interested. And like
guys can lie about that. I don't know if that's
yes,
okay.
yes, that's true.
Yeah, I don't.
Joe, you're onto something.
You know what? I'm just saying. Isaac's probably turning on monogamous on his hinge.
But they don't. I feel like if you're on the apps, like you're pretty much it's not like you're selling yourself, but you're like, that's what you want. Like I look at it as like, this is what I want, and why would I like put something different than like who has time for that, right?
It's true. Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I said, I kind of tightened up my criteria in terms of like dating intentions to, it was like looking for something more serious. Like I'm on here on purpose. I'm dating with intention. Okay. Yeah. Or else, I'm good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like the nice part about paying for it. And it's really not that expensive. So I think it was like $100 for 3 months, which is $30 a month if we round down.
How many dates have you gone on from since you started?
So it's been a couple months since I started, and now I've been on 2 dates.
Oh, damn. Okay. I mean,
like I said, truly, I don't really have the time to like open up my schedule for it. Like I don't really have that. So when I do, like, the first guy I had gone on a date with, we met for drinks. I had left from teaching climb. Like I was still sweaty. Like that's what I have time for.
Yeah.
And then this most recent guy, he had a couple dogs. I have a dog. We went to the park and it was kind of like casual.
Okay.
So like, fitting in it doesn't have to be like a grand, maybe this is for all you guys out there. It doesn't have to be like a huge dinner and date and everything like that. Although girls love that, like they're on the same side of it too. Like if they're dating intentionally, they're not measuring you based off of like that. And if they are, then obviously
what's your perfect date then?
Perfect date.
Yeah.
If I'm just
it could be
date
anything.
or like meeting for the first time.
He could fly you to a place, It could be whatever,
I don't know. I think just like anything I don't have to plan.
Okay.
Like if I just have to show up, I'm all about that.
Like you like surprises? You like doing something fun?
Surprises are fun.
Okay.
That's cool. Like it's more or less like the effort of, what they put into get that together. It doesn't matter the grandness or the scale of the first date or the date.
And just Hinge, like there's nothing, no other ones?
No other ones, although I did hear Bumble's decent.
Okay.
I'm not like looking for it that hard that I need to be on multiple platforms.
And what are the guys like here in Denver, like your experience wise?
My experience, I think they are excited at first, and the maintenance and the what's the word?
What's the word, Isaac? What's the word?
Not maintenance, but like, you know what I mean? Just the like keeping me kind of thing is where
you didn't turn it on?
No, your phone's out of storage.
Family. Talk about your family. Yeah, like what okay, so any brothers, sisters?
I have 2 sisters.
Okay. Older, younger?
Middle child.
Okay.
So my older sister is 32.
Okay.
I'm 30, and my younger sister is 27.
Okay.
So 27, 30,
Close
32.
with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's the classic like sister trio nightmare. Nightmare fuel.
Oh, yikes. That must be intimidating for a guy when he comes around.
My dad was scared of us, for sure.
Okay.
But I think like, it's obviously everything happens for a reason. I am who I am because of probably growing up with sisters, and probably makes things a little bit harder for me, but
Have you ever brought around a guy that they just do not like?
So I've only had one real relationship. I had one like in high school, but I don't really count anything.
Okay, so you haven't had a like a real relationship after that, or
One.
Or, okay, one. Okay, since.
Yeah. So the relationship I had gotten into when I had post college, I was like, yeah, Denver's like the goal. Then I met this guy. And we were together for a couple years, and
2 years.
yeah.
Okay.
And it was 2020 COVID. We were about to move in together, and it was just like the lead up was kind of just the realization for the both of us, like it wasn't a good match. But at the same time, I was just like so content. And you get in relationships and it's like, well, he didn't do anything wrong, and he's probably looking at it like there's no reason to break up with her either, other than the fact that it's just not right. And
why'd you feel like that it wasn't right?
Well, I think I just wanted like more for myself. Obviously there were things that were just not like hitting the mark in terms of the relationship and what I needed. And I feel like also at the time, like I was younger, I would say 20. We had a long, like, so we were official for 2 years, but we had our thing for, I would say, like 4 or 5 years.
You still talk to him?
No, but I mean, if I saw him, I'd give him a hug, we'd catch up. He's run into my little sister who still lives in Indiana a couple times, and, you know, they just shoot the shit. But, yeah, he's in good standing for sure, but, yeah, just not a good fit. And I think that the moving in aspect of it and the pressure leading up to that, like, he could do no right. Like anything he did, I was like not into it. And
oh no.
Yeah, I know. Looking back, I'm like, geez, no. Rose. I've done a lot of self-reflection since then, but
you know, right? Oh God. Okay, yeah.
Like we said earlier, we're a work in progress.
We're all working
on it.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I just noticed things that I liked, I didn't like, and at the end of the day, it just wasn't right. We broke up.
A little trial run. You gotta have a couple trial runs.
Yeah, we broke up. I lived in Indiana for another year. My lease was ending, and I was like, this is not where I'm supposed to be. And that's what kind of triggered me to move out here. And it's been a whole experience. And truly, I look back at it, and I'm thankful. Obviously, I'm not resentful, but in terms of like, I'm just not like a big relationship girl, because it takes me a little bit to like trust someone to get to that point that I see him or them in that light. And yeah, I need effort. And that's what
Wait, guys got to be putting in effort around here now?
There's not a lot of effort in like.
No, it's true. No, it's true. I mean, yeah. Effort. Yeah, that's.
Let's talk about effort.
They gots to be putting it in, the effort.
I get it. Like, but if you're not willing to put in the effort, like, my thing is like, don't just talk the talk. Like, you got to walk the walk too. Right. Like you can only.
Well, define effort. Like you just, the texting.
Quality time. Like, let's hang out.
What are your love
like,
languages?
I hate texting.
Okay.
You can't get to know someone.
Now, what other love languages do you have? Like, what's the?
I like all of them.
Okay. All right, they're in for it. All right. Any guy you meet, she needs all of the love languages, guys. Yeah, I don't know.
You got to put in the effort in all 5,
and then also do all the
which is fair. I feel like that's fair. Yeah,
that's fair.
I mean,
what's your most important? I mean, like, it's quality time. It starts with quality time.
It starts with quality time, and that's how like you break down my walls. And this will come as no shock to you. A lot of guys' love language is physical touch. And the way I get to that point is through like trusting you and getting to know you. And like if I can break down my walls and like get to that point, like I love like giving that.
Yeah.
But it's hard to get there. And it's honestly not that hard to get there. Like, it's not hard to get there at all. It's just the guys, maybe it's because in the past I have noticed that maybe I'm not like as emotionally available as I would like to be.
Okay.
But, you know, again, it's like one of those things, it's just easier said than done. And I think that a lot of guys like think they are emotionally available or they want to be, and they're not truly like in tune with themselves and what they want. And
God, these guys suck out here.
That's what I've heard.
think not out here. I think that's just in general.
Oh, just all guys?
All guys suck.
I just said I'm like that. No, it's girls too. I'm not just like calling out the guys. I promise. It just has to work.
Okay.
We don't have to intellectualize every single freaking thing. It just has to make sense and be easy and, you know, and I think that if you are emotionally available and you're dating, like you're willing to understand that other person and why they move the way they do.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that it just kind of goes from there. But
what's the best approach a guy could take to, you know, get to know Rose, or like come up to her, like what is the best approach? Off the
best
app.
approach?
Yeah, in the wild, yeah.
Oh gosh. I don't even know.
Like, have you ever had a guy come up to you and you're just like, whoa, that was...
I think just like ask questions and like show interest.
Okay.
Like,
so the bare minimum. Okay. That's,
truly,
okay.
truly just
What
like
if he slides in your
conversation.
DMs?
Huh?
How do you feel about guys sliding in the DMs?
It's not the sliding in the DMs, it's the liking. Nothing happens from liking.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like,
It doesn't work? Liking pictures doesn't work? No.
yeah, I
Gotta
just
take
look at
that
it
out of the
as, like,
playbook.
Okay, wow. That's my number one
like-
play.
It's
That's all I've
literally
got.
like a Facebook poke.
Yeah.
When guys like a
We should
story,
bring that
it's
back.
Like poking.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like, okay, sick.
God, I forgot about the old face. We should start Facebook poking people.
Do they still do that?
I don't know, but we should start doing it. Do you mind if we do a new segment brought to you by our sponsor?
Sure.
Okay, great.
Or no, I don't mind.
Okay,
I don't.
fantastic.
I don't
Well,
mind.
we're just gonna hear a word from our sponsor real quick, and then we're gonna get into it.
He's used his joke 4 times.
Okay, it's an ongoing joke. I'm trying to make it work. It's an ongoing.
You gotta scratch that joke.
Well, so we have no sponsors, you know. So there's no sponsor, but we will get sponsors hopefully.
Literally was like, who the fuck is sponsoring you?
Yeah,
Sure.
right. But anyway, this next segment is called. Some people call
Keep
it
that
icks.
bit, though. Keep that bit. That's
Some
good.
some people thank you. This guy, he doesn't like it. Some people some people call it icks. Some people call it red flags. We haven't figured out a name for the segment yet, but we really need to find a name for it. Anyway, I'm
Icks
just gonna.
and red flags are very different. Also.
Yeah, yes, very true. I'm just gonna give you some shit significant others do, and just tell me if you like it or not. All right, or if you're for it, if
Okay.
you don't like it, if it gives you an ick. All right.
So ick or not? kind of
Sure.
thing?
I mean,
Okay.
you could. I just don't like the word ick too much.
Yeah,
but
we
I'm
need a
gonna
new word
say
for
it
that.
every time. Yeah.
Smash or pass? I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, we're not
the
doing
guy
that.
drinks milk like a lot.
I'm good with that.
Okay, really?
A
the dairy,
lot?
like a lot of it. He's always drinking milk.
What's a lot?
I mean, like.
He's drinking half a gallon a day.
It's like
That's a lot.
I stopped drinking milk when I moved out of my parents' house, you know. So it's
Yeah, my
like,
parents always had milk.
Dude,
I had milk with
whole
every
milk,
dinner.
dude. Oh
that
my
was
God,
such
it
a
was so
fake
good.
thing that we were brought up on was like
Milk.
drink your milk for
Yeah.
your bones.
Oh my
and
God.
I've
Cereal?
heard since then, it's not as good for you as it was like implanted in our skulls growing up.
Yeah.
My mom
Oh
was
my
always
God.
like, finish your milk, finish your milk. And we're like, no.
Remember like cereal? I haven't had a bowl of cereal in forever.
Oh my God.
What's your favorite
Cereal's my
cereal?
vice. My favorite cereal is Special K Red Berries.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're kind of healthy.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just as sugary.
It's good. Yeah, it is.
It's,
My mom made me.
cereals,
Yeah, I
once
ate.
again, just fake.
You remember grape nuts? I had grape nuts. Like my mom would buy grape nuts.
know
and,
grape nuts.
And I was like, what the fuck is this?
So my mom, that's so funny you say that.
It's like, oh.
Little tidbit about my
Yeah.
upbringing. So my mom had a bowl of grape nuts cereal
What is
every
it?
single
It's
morning.
cardboard.
And we would call it mommy cereal. Can we have some mommy cereal? Because she would have it every day.
Sounds oddly.
It was grape nuts.
Love some mommy cereal.
God, I can't wait to have some mommy cereal later. God,
I don't know what that is, but it sounds
oddly
delicious.
sexual.
Isn't that fucking insane? Looking back, I haven't verbalized that word in
Mommy
a
cereal.
long time.
I'm gonna use that
some
later.
mommy cereal?
It might be a pickup line.
I want some mommy cereal
Grape
right
nuts
now.
only though. It has to
Yeah.
be grape nuts.
Fuck. All right. Oh, yeah.
And they have the flakes, grape nut flakes. It was the flake
Okay, I didn't know
ones.
that. I like the ones that are like rocks and they hurt
Yes,
your teeth.
those
Yeah,
hurt
that's
your
the
teeth.
originals.
I know exactly what you're talking
Okay,
about.
guys that grunt like really loud in the gym, like a little too much, you know.
A little too much.
Yeah.
See, you're
See-
setting these questions up.
Okay, well, like guys that are just like loud grunters in the gym, because you go to the gym, obviously. It's a question tailored to you.
I think it just depends. Like, you know the difference. You know the difference of like an obnoxious grunt and like, no, they're just going hard.
I'll have my AirPods in,
like
and then they'll cut off, and I'm like doing a set or something. I was like, what are these noises coming out? Like, you know.
I jump at like when a guy like throws down, you know, the weights
Yeah,
or whatever.
you like it?
Ah.
You like when they're doing that or no?
I don't think you need to throw anything,
Mm-hmm.
but I do understand like you're training to the point of muscle failure. So like essentially you're supposed to be like getting to the point that you literally can't even, you know,
Okay.
pick those things up at this point. So yeah, I get a drop, but again, there's a fine line. With the grunting and the noises, there's a fine line.
The phrase sleeper build. I've always thought that was
What is
funny.
it?
Sleeper build, like, you know, and you don't know that they're all ripped up, and then also a growth nap. That's also funny.
I haven't heard either of
Never
them.
mind then. Okay. What about
I'll have to Google
guys
that
with like
later.
socks and sandals? You know, do you like?
I don't mind that. That's fine.
Okay.
Don't go out like that. but
We're socks and sandals guys, but we
Just
don't
at
go-
home. Only at
I
home.
do that too.
Yeah,
It's
I can't-
comfy.
If you're in your sandals at home, like they just get all sweaty if you're barefoot. So always wearing socks with them.
Yeah.
Do you guys wear your do you guys have slippers?
I do.
Or do you do socks on
I just do
floor?
wear 'em,
Birks. I do
though,
Birks. I put socks on and then I wear Birks around here, and then so it's.
Yeah.
I just don't like. I mean, we vacuum. Like sometimes we'll really, you know, get the
You
Swiffer
wear your
out.
shoes throughout the
Well,
house?
like they're indoor shoes. They're like indoor.
Got it.
Kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I'm a slipper girl.
Okay.
But I don't want my socks to get dirty for one, because I feel like the floor just gets dirty.
Yeah, I
naturally.
cannot just walk around my socks.
Like
Like I
when your
have to have
socks are
my
sticking to
indoor
the
shoes.
floor.
Oh, well, that's like a frat house. I mean, this isn't a frat house, but it's like we are wearing shoes inside right now, so like it is.
Yeah. I mean,
No.
I'm not saying that like you enter my house and I'm like, take your shoes off. Like, it's not like that. But when I think about it, like, I mean, when you're walking around in your tennis shoes, like, when I think about it, I'm like, oh, I got to take my shoes off. Like, I'm tracking around Denver.
If a gal
all over
comes in,
this.
I say, take your shoes and socks off right now. That's usually.
Take your shoes and
Okay,
your
that was a
socks,
joke. That was a
you
joke.
freak. That was a joke.
A guy that constantly vapes.
A guy that constantly
Yeah.
vapes, like, yeah, I don't mind.
Oh yeah. Well, it's because you have a vape right there. Just
What are
kidding.
you talking about?
There's no vape. No? A lot of milk questions today. Lactose intolerant. You know, if he's and he's got to say it all the time. You know, it's
Like, I can't have that.
like
No,
it's
I
dairy.
think
I
the
can't.
worst
It's
kind of
lactose.
lactose intolerant person is when they're like, they pick and choose when they are.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know, like I
Yeah.
don't like that.
I just, the repercussions. I'll
Are
go
you
for
lactose
it.
intolerant?
No, but I don't know.
Sometimes
maybe
you
like,
say you are.
but like sometimes if I
think
eat some
anyone
milk,
could say they
if I
are.
drink some milk and eat some ice cream,
Your tummy hurts.
I'm tooting. I'll be farting. But that's a normal thing. Gluten too. Also, but it's probably like if somebody says they're gluten intolerant as well. But yeah, that might be the end of this segment. So thank you. Thanks. Yeah. All right. Now we're gonna go to like what you're looking for in a guy. I know we kind of already touched on it. It's a guy.
Yes.
Okay. There you go. we're gonna have to have somebody on that says not a. Anyway,
What'd you
so
say?
you're looking for a fling? Or are you looking for a real relationship? Like you
I
saw,
said.
monogamous, real relationship. Are you looking to settle down if it's the right guy and he has all the 19 love languages that you need?
The
And that's-
19, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's like a loaded question. Like, I feel like when you're looking for something, you're going off what you're meant for, and it just makes the whole experience not as enjoyable.
Okay.
But I know, and this is as of like probably a year ago, that I am definitely open to like finding my person, my best friend. Like, I just recently decided that I definitely want kids. Like,
Okay.
so
How many?
I don't know, maybe like no more than 3.
Yeah.
Maybe 4.
Holy shit, okay, there you go.
If it gets, I'm not,
Yeah.
again, it's like one, like I'd be good with, I don't want one.
Yeah.
Definitely don't want
You gotta
one.
have a friend.
Gotta
You
have at least
This guy's got 3 other brothers.
Yeah. No, I'm in the same boat. Like
4 boys?
2. Yeah.
Wow.
4 boys.
No wonder why you are the way you are. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, I'm in the same boat. Like you can't have one. You
shit
gotta
on
have
mine.
at least 2, and then 3. 3's good. 4's pushing it.
4's like no, definitely no more than 4. Definitely
Yeah.
don't want 5.
Yeah.
Probably not looking for 4.
What about 6?
Definitely not 6
Okay.
either.
I like it. 3's the magic number. I think.
think?
Also, kids.
I mean,
God willing.
I'd be fine with 2. 4's be fine with 2. Yeah. I like it.
I mean, whatever happens, happens. Like, I think, like I said, when, like, if I were to sit here and say that, like, yes, I am looking for the one, then it's like every day I go on that falls short is either disappointing or it's like I'm trying to justify why it makes sense kind of thing, which is like both ways clouded judgment. So I think it's just more or less sticking to my boundaries and my standards and like listening to my gut. Like I feel like so often, again, as of like a year ago, like the way I was dating, it wasn't to necessarily find my person. It was more or less to fill whatever void or, any like just validation in general, which I think that a lot of people can relate to when it comes to dating. Like
You're saying you should like yourself before you
there's
go
a lot of
out and-
rejection involved, and you
Yeah,
can't accept rejection constructively or to benefit you if you're not fully like loving on yourself kind of thing. Like that's kind of step 1. And I think, again, it's taken a long time to get to this point that I'm like truly actively loving on myself, and part of that is a lot of being by myself and
How do you begin to like yourself? Like, is this
It's really just
Do we
being
s-
by yourself,
Oh,
and a lot
okay,
of people
yeah,
have a hard time with that, like enjoying like
You got to be by yourself
it's
more.
that easy? I didn't
Be
know
by
it was that
yourself.
easy. Okay.
do you have a hard time being alone?
No, this is your interview. Let's stick to it.
No.
Let's stick to- What? Hey, no, I'm just kidding. I'm good on it, I think. But what values are you looking for in a?
Answer that question.
What values are you looking
What
for?
is he
in
trying to
I like being
document?
alone. I don't know.
This guy
I
loves
wouldn't say
being
it's
alone.
because I love myself, but I'm just, I would say I'm a social introvert. So, there's a balance
Introverted,
to it.
extrovert.
Yeah.
Like you like your moments of being by yourself.
I think I gain energy by being by myself,
Totally.
but then I love being social
Then Daddy
in
wants
moderation.
to play over here, you know.
Yeah, like I love my schedule. Like on the weekends, I'm basically with friends throughout the whole weekend, and then the week, I'm kind of on my own, and that's kind of my balance.
Yeah, so you're
and
going to the beat of
I like
your
it.
own drum, which everyone should be, but it's like one of those things, like if you do meet someone and it's not right, like,
Yeah, you really got to enjoy
yeah.
hanging out with them, and
you just have to understand like another person is involved, which also that means other feelings are involved, which you don't know how that person like is receiving of, what you're putting out there. And that could really like affect them in a negative way sometimes, that they turn it around on them. Like, what's wrong with me? And that's the worst place to be, is like questioning yourself.
Yeah.
So like it goes back to just loving on yourself and trusting and being confident and self-aware, and
I like being
you're
in that.
representing yourself too, so you don't want to come across as like a dick or anything either.
Try not to, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like, even though it is an uncomfy conversation, if you are, saying this isn't right or whatever, or the alternative is to not, and then, the girl is questioning, what have I done? And it's like, probably nothing she did ever, but like, why would you want her to feel that way? So it's like better just to vocalize
I
that.
like being in that constant state of turmoil,
Yeah,
It's just,
exactly.
it's just
that,
like
tearing yourself down.
What is going on
what
here?
What could I have done better? Again, just a really dark place to be. So I think like when it comes to dating on purpose, like you really have to just like know that you're always like
good
you
with
stand
yourself.
by what you're putting out there, and you want to be represented as this, and like good intention and respect, and again just self-awareness and understanding that someone else is involved here too when it comes to a relationship. It's not all about you and your schedule and if it works for you, and if it doesn't, then say like it's just not a good fit.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's good.
I love it. Yeah,
take some notes. Take some
love
notes.
that. Yeah.
Both of you,
Gentlemen, we're watching.
Clip it, chat.
Not all the clip it.
There's a reason that you're on the
old defense. Well, I don't really, I don't like to, Anyway, I just do the interview. I ask the questions. So it's not.
Yeah.
So what kind of values are you looking for in a guy? Like what does these values? What are the values you're looking for to be marriage material?
I think that fitness, obviously, you have to, hold your health and wellness to a high degree. That's the backbone of life, and a lot of people put that on the back burner.
Love fitness. Love it.
You and your Peloton.
That's been gone. Yeah.
But, like, outside of that, like, close with their family, like, confident in themselves. And I think that it's very telling when you meet someone and they're not like truly
just like insecure or like
we don't have to have it all figured out right now, but knowing that we're on the right path and everything we do is getting us one step
I feel like
closer.
I'm getting a therapy session here,
You need it, buddy.
Yeah, okay. Is it like politics or religion or anything like that, or is it like for family wise? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Politics, religion, like beliefs are beliefs. At the end of the day, I have my own, as does another person. And again, it's just one of those things that like try to understand the person and their background and why they move the way they do and why
they have to like golden retrievers though. Is that?
Of course.
Okay.
So I will say this last guy I went on a date with, we went to a park. He has 2 dogs. I have 1 dog. And I was thinking about it. I was like, I feel like 2 dogs is a lot for one person. Like, because if it were to work out, that'd be 3 dogs.
It's a lot of dogs. And then 4 kids.
That's a lot of dogs.
3 dogs and 4 kids.
To even get past the dog stage, like.
That's like a test run, like you get a dog.
You can't take out 3 dogs at one, one person cannot take out 3 dogs. So, yeah, I think preferred they don't have a dog so they can just love on mine.
Yeah. What's your dog's name?
Ollie.
Ollie. Okay.
Ollie Bear.
I see Ollie on your socials all the time.
Ollie Bet.
Yeah.
How much time
you gotta give like 10 nicknames to your dog.
The nicknames that come from nicknames are the best.
How do you like communicating with a partner? I mean, during an argument, during like what is go-to there?
I mean, communication as just a person is something we can all probably improve on. I will say, like, I actively working on this, but I'm very reactive. So, like, if something happens,
you fiery?
Yeah, and like, it's not necessarily. It's just like based off of just like feelings in the moment. It's not like I've even processed. I haven't even given it the time to like truly, give my genuine response. And it's mostly just like fiery and, probably unwarranted, maybe a little vicious. Insulting at times, but
that's fun. That's always
working
fun.
on it. Working on it. I
working
really,
on it.
again, it's like one of those things. Like I'm trying, with communication, it's all about communicating and trying to understand the other side of what they're giving you. Like, why do you think this way? Or like,
Yeah.
just that second layer, I guess,
Okay.
outside of conflict, assuming that we're talking about conflicts.
It's yes. The communication. I feel like I've had a couple of relationships where I was like, oh, that's just how I used to act, and it was like probably not. You're just like, because you grow, and then
Well, you can reflect and say like, and I think that's the point. We're only human. We all fuck up, and it's like when you're able to look back and be like, I could have done that better.
Yeah, well, it's like learn too, and you're like, oh,
That's
this
the
is just
point.
normal. This is how you do it, and then like you figure out there's a better way, and you're like,
Yes,
yikes.
a more constructive
Yeah.
avenue to take.
I mean, would anybody say you have any red flags by chance?
Me?
Yeah.
My red flags? I mean, I think that if I were to say one, it's like for social media, like don't believe everything you see based off of social media.
Okay.
So I think that like that can kind of scare guys away, but again, it's just what it is. Any other red flag, I would say, I mean, we're ultimately just going back to my
We don't have to say the
insecurities.
real red flags.
All my insecurities.
No, never mind. We'll skip the question.
I try not to have red flags. If
Like
that
fun red
counts for
flags. It's
something.
not,
And if,
it doesn't have
if
to be
you
like.
do see a concern, like ask me about it. And it's like, I will try to explain. And again, it goes back to that just like understanding. And,
Sure.
if I like this guy, like, I want to work on that. I want to be better.
Right.
Sure.
So, Isaac, you have any red flags?
I'm just too loving and too caring, and it's a bit of a
I
problem.
know one of your red flags.
Let's hear it.
You ghost.
Okay.
Let's talk about ghosting, boys.
Okay.
Boys don't go.
Yes, that's not great of me, but I will say it's because I'm intentional. Like if I don't see a future of the person, I'm not gonna continue it. So
Right,
that's
and
my
they're
reasoning
supposed to
behind it.
read
Like
your mind.
I feel like a lot of people like drag people on. Like if I don't see a future, like that's it. And
Toxic.
And then they have to read your mind.
I could,
Toxic.
yes, I could do
Which
better
girls
at that.
Are obviously
but-
mind readers, so we should just pick
Okay.
up on. Oh, this guy's not talking to me anymore. I know why.
First date horror stories.
fair.
You have any?
I've walked out on a date before. Didn't even make it to
That's
dinner.
like an actual ghosting. That's
I
not.
like-
Did you
even
tell him you were leaving?
Faked a phone call.
You ghosted him in real life. That's way
That's like
worse.
Okay, so hear me out.
Okay.
So one thing about dating apps, it's hard to, again, even with texting, it's hard to get to know who someone is via texting. Because first of all, and a dating profile, you're going to make your own, your own profile on this person. You're profiling this person on your own perception. And it's not necessarily what they're really giving out. So yeah,
Misled you.
this
Misled
guy-
you a bit.
Yeah, this guy and I, we had been texting for a bit. Like his humor was on point. Like we were like had good banter, and I was excited to meet with him. We met, and again, it could have been me just like making this my own, profile or this persona, making him larger than life, like humorous, like funny.
And he showed up
the
and he was.
conversation's not
okay.
like not gonna stop.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you, Joe. Like we went to dinner.
He was
and
larger than life. He was like
He
280.
was like quiet and like just. It just didn't. Not that quiet is bad. It just didn't match what I had made of him.
Right.
And it was to the point that I was like, so I lived above the place that we got dinner at. So it was kind of an easy out, and
You just, as a ghost, would phase through
I
the
went to the
ceiling and then straight to
bathroom
your
and
apartment.
I went to the bathroom and I acted like I was on the phone when I walked out, like in a panic, like, okay, bye, I'm coming. I'm coming to get you. And I made this whole story.
That
about,
would
like,
devastate
my
me.
sister needed me, and he believed it because I really was like Rose, you got one shot. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot like miss on this. If you're gonna do it, you got to do it. Because I've never done it before, so I had to like commit
Kind
to
of exciting.
to the skit.
Okay.
But you told him you're leaving.
Yeah, I told him I had to
Okay, that's fair.
get my
That's
sister.
fair.
She's in an emergency.
Yeah,
and
I think that's fine.
we didn't even. So it was supposed to be a dinner. We didn't even make it past.
Whoa, what the fuck? The guy
Margaritas.
just didn't talk at all, or what? He just
It was just.
It was all the
I know
above.
when it's not right, and it's typically when I'm
Yeah.
like carrying the conversation, and I'm just like back then I was probably a little bit more like just get through it, but it was like so not it to the point, and I lived upstairs, so I could just like dip and be done with it.
like your car's
I
out
was just
front.
like,
why are
I'm
you
done.
going on the back stairs upstairs? Like, it's like, yeah.
See ya.
That's a fire escape. What do you? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he bought it, and I think, honestly, I ghosted. He, like, reached back out to me. This was back in the day. I know I just shit on you for ghosting, but, yeah, he reached out, and he was like, I hope your sister's okay, and I just didn't text back, which I think at that point, all of my efforts to cover
Then you
up
texted
this-
back, I don't have a
He was
sister.
probably like, damn, she probably made up that whole fucking thing. And
Oh, okay. Hey, last question then. Why are you a catch?
why am I a catch? I think just because confidence is everything, and I think that I'm at the point that I've fully loved on myself and practicing that I'm able to spread that love and positivity and again impact to other people, and I think that that's a good trait to have as just like a human.
It's good.
So
It's a good answer.
Thanks.
Good answer. There's always different answers. Okay. Well, so where can we find you at on your Instagram? Go to your cycle classes. Where can do you know off the top? What is your Instagram?
my Instagram is Rose Schleifman, so good luck spelling that.
We'll tag it. We'll tag it.
We'll tag it.
Any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out.
Get like a cycling class or something.
Yeah, you're worth
Whatever you want. Whatever
I mean,
you
it's
want.
up to you. It's up to you.
I mean, if you're needing a good workout, Transform Colorado, Cycle Bar Denver.
Boom, okay.
We got
I'll be
you.
there.
Give us a follow and a like. Thank you for watching Table for One podcast. And we're going to wrap it up there. That was a pretty good one. I thought that was
Yeah,
good.
that's great.
that was
Thank you so much
Thanks
for
so
coming
much,
on.
Rose. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
guys.